Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I am going to be going through another grading return from Ace Grading. I sent out some cards about a month ago, and I'm pretty much capped out for a while, but we'll go into that a little later. I'm just gonna speed through these, look at the labels, look at the grades, see if there's anything interesting, and then we'll do some discussion at the end, I guess. So starting off, we have a Darkrai V-Star in a 10. This is pretty cool. And I don't really know how to do these still, so if you want me to spend more time, less time, let me know in the comments. And then we got a Spidops here. Most of these are going to be from newer sets, but there's also a bunch of older art rares that I really wanted, and I was waiting to see how the ace grading process was like before I sent some of these out. This Miss Magius is really cool. I think that's an older one from like beginning of Scarlet and Violet. I'm not sure actually. And then we got the little Ice Cube Penguin Man himself. I don't know what he's looking for in the fridge. He is a fridge. So. And then it's Mian Shao. This is a pretty cool one. They have, I can think they're getting a little bored, to be honest, because this is pretty similar to the one that just came out, but this is from 2023. And then, let's see here. I'm trying to get like a little conveyor belt going here. This is a Metagross. This is pretty cool. As you can see, most of these are Japanese. I got them from Card Rush in Japan, for those of you who are familiar. This is from the new set. Very cool. And as always, Ace kills it with the labels. I think that's what you get them for. Most people who grade with Ace are not really looking for value, are they? So here we have a Zorua. I really wish this was a 10, but we take the 9. And then our first heavy hitter, Hydreigon. Super cool. They always cook with the Hydreigon cards. I have no idea why. They just do. And then Superior from the new set. This is really pretty. But let me know in the comments. I know Pokemon has kind of exploded in the last year or two. Are you guys getting cards? Because I work at Best Buy, so I get a couple. But there really isn't much that comes through anymore. As you probably saw in the last video, I wasn't happy with the 9, so I sent out another one, and I got a 10. So that is probably my favorite card. And then this Kangaskhan is really cute. There's a Quagsire in it. I don't know why. They're just talking, I guess. But then some Team Rocket, not that much in here, but this is a pretty cool one. And another tragic 9, but we still take it. Great card. Nidoking is low-key slept on. I think not enough people my age have played the originals to know how good that Pokemon is. And then this was a pull from a recent Mega Lucario box. That's where I got this figure. But it got a 9. Not really sure why. Oh, there's a little ding in the corner. That'll probably do it. Yep. But in general, English seems to be harder to grade in a 10. It looks like they get 9s way more often. This is really cool. I don't know who did the art for this, but pretty simple label. And then more new stuff. Victini. I think this was a promo in English. I'm actually not sure, but it's a really pretty one. And then Cubchoo. If you're wondering why these are so random, I literally just go look at the new set every time it releases, and I'm like, oh, this one's pretty. Oh, this one's pretty. And at times I won't even get the whole evolutionary line. Like, I think I got the Gothita and then the Gothitelle, but not the Gotharita, because I'm just random like that and I didn't like the art, I guess. But this Vanillux is really cool. I know there's some Vanillux haters out there, but... And then this is another older one from the original Scarlet and Violet. Really cool. Would have been nice in a 10, but we take the 9s. Because with the cost of these gradings, if you get anything under a 9, you basically just lose the value, which sucks. But this is a cool crocodile. Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking with the black bolt and white flare, because there's just like, what, 50 art rares between the two of them, something like that. This is a really pretty XU. But yeah, here's the Gothita. Pretty cool. And then the Altaria from, what set is this from? Future Flash. I don't know what that is in English, but I thought this was really pretty. I wish it was a 10, but again, we take the 9s. And then Samurott with the Gyat, as one of my friends loves to say it, and it's a 10. We'll take that. And then Turtwig. This is a pretty simple one, but I like it. Then this is one of the older, I think this is a character art rare, but it's a Gengar, and it had a pretty label, so I was like, why not? Looks pretty cool. I wonder if they'll, I know they brought back the trainers Pokemon. That was a nice idea, but and what we got left? Latias. Then, oh, this is a cool one. Iron Jugulus. Then Riolu. And then, obviously, the new Lucario is still exploding. I think it, like, but it's weird. The pricing went up to, like, $200 for a single, and then it went all the way down to, like, 40 or something like that. I don't really know how that worked out, but maybe there's a reprint or something. This Mesprit is really pretty. And then last but not least, I think if you watched the last video, you saw I got the Mewtwo V-Star. I actually pulled that, but I wanted the matching Charizard, and I did manage to get that in a 10. So that is an absolute W. But that was my second grading return. I'm going to talk a little bit on the Ace dashboard about pricing and stuff, just because I feel like some people would be interested in that. So I'll see you in a bit. So looking at the pricing for Ace grading now, as you can probably see if you compare it to my last video, everything's gone up by about $3 per card, which in this economy, I guess it's to be expected, but it is kind of rough. They have also added a luxury tier with a $67 price tag. And that is just to come back in 2 business days, which I don't really know why anyone would do that, but I guess some people just love their cards that much. The basic tier, as you can see in this screenshot here, is never really open. Like, they have capacity that opens every day, and every now and then you'll get standard, which is what I used, but basic never really opens, and it fills up super quickly when it does. So that is a bit rough, and that's what you get with a smaller company. And they also have, you know, all the label artists to pay and stuff, so it makes sense, but it is a bit rough. And then looking at their portal, you can see all of the grades when you pay the invoice, so that's always been a thing. I never do, just because I like the suspense of opening them, but now they added to where you could see the slab before you get all of them, so you can see they do like a little scan of it. Like, you can see it's not perfect because like this one is like slanted a little bit, but if you just want to see what the entire slab looks like before it gets delivered, now you can do that, which I think is pretty cool. and then you can also download, I guess, that image as well. Um, Another thing they did is they added the DHL like QR code delivery thing, which they're now either rolling back on or they're redoing, because when it got to my city, it just decided to not get delivered. I guess the people at DHL are not really familiar with the whole verified delivery thing where you show the delivery driver a QR code or something like that. But they just kept it at their little shipping facility near the airport, and I had to go pick it up manually, which is kind of annoying, but they are redoing that. So yeah, that's just a little insight into the grading thing. So like just to compare, I mean, I think Tag is like, yeah, Tag is also at $20 a card now, which I know this used to be 15. And then I think PSA is at 15. I'm not sure. PSA is at 18 if you send in 20 cards. So, I mean, if you're going for value, I think PSA is still the best, but the slabs look not great in my opinion. And then also, Tag is not bad. I don't think I'd personally do a grade with them, but their slabs are clean, and they also have a higher. Oh, I guess they don't show the slabs on here, but they have a higher grading like standard. So they do, like, for centering, for example, of the card, they do like 70/30, whereas Ace does 60/40, that kind of thing. There it is, rubric. So yeah. So it is harder to get a 10 with Tag, which is why you'll often see the market price of these slabs are a lot higher. So if you're kind of in the middle and you really do care about the value and you don't want to go all the way with Ace, which is fair if you live in the United States, Tag is a good option. But otherwise, I think the labels kind of set Ace apart. And those are the only three that I would really look into. I mean, I know Beckett and CGC exist, but I'm not a fan of either. So yeah. So that pretty much wraps it up. Like I said in the beginning, I'm probably capped out for a little bit on grades just because these keep getting more expensive and I don't get any richer. So it'll probably be a little bit before I get some more cards. But just to look, if we look at, this is the place that I buy cards from. This is called Card Rush, and then I use a packaging shipping service called Black Ship, and they will forward it from Japan to my address here in the United States. But looking at the new set, these cards are pretty cool. I like that they have the mega stuff in English, and as you can see, they're not too expensive. And then obviously the stuff that's going crazy is the big ones. So like, for example, let's see here. I'm trying to see, like, the Gengar is already like I think that's like $400. Um, and Zoroark is a bit of a sleeper. That's not bad. Steven's Metagross is cool. Obviously, the Dragonite is cool, but I don't think anyone would pay that much for it. Um, but yeah, and then I think this is no, this is just gold. So this is the new rarity. They call it MA. So yep. So that pretty much wraps it up, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.